Tier 1 Valorant is back, and NA's new super team NRG managed to defeat Furia yesterday on Breeze thanks to a fatal flaw in Furia's plan. So we're going to start here with round number 3, and in this round, and what Furia's fatal flaw is, you might be wondering, is this Viper Wall. Now we'll get into exactly why this Viper Wall is a problem, because you might be thinking, hold on TMV, this is the normal Viper Wall. What the hell are you talking about? Well, let's just start off with this round, right? Where Furia are going to go for this fast A play. You can see we got 3 players already here. We got our Cypher, ready to kind of do a Halls look just there. And we got our Viper kind of ready to do a mid look as well. So you might look at the map and be like, that's absolutely fine. What could possibly go wrong? And they are going to go for this fast A play, right? You see that the KO flash comes out nice and early here. We've got MW already getting ready with his jet dash. You see the dart comes up here as well. And the idea behind this is that wall is going to go up as well, is that if anyone is kind of pushed up on A, right, kind of in this kind of area, they're going to get hit by a flash, by a dart. You've got the dash coming in from MW nice and early, so they're going to be in a lot of trouble. The problem for Furia, though, is that if there isn't someone in this area, like there isn't, as we can see, Demon 1 is further back here, from this point on where they go and do the rest of their exec, they don't really use a ton of util from this point on. All we're going to get is a Cloudburst, a KO knife. It's not really a lot, and then NRG, to their credit, are going to send an incredible flash and an incredible snakebite down here, which you will see play out like this.
Flash to set it up with the recon as well. Demon 1, he's tucked to the corner now. Players in his face, lots of chances, lots of opportunities. What a flash. And it is beautiful! 3-4. Clear court in Halls.
And the idea in this round, the distraction that's supposed to allow for Khalil, that's it for anything.
What was really the problem for Furia there? Well, as you can see from this, we are 16 seconds left in the round, like before the barriers drop, and that's when they're going to come and put this Viper Wall down, right? With still plenty of time left on the clock, and this is something that they consistently did, right? And what's the problem with this? Well, Furia are playing a solo smokes composition. Viper is their only smoking agent. So when you come and put this wall down with so much time left before the barriers start, it kind of signals that you might be coming quickly towards A. But the problem is as well, as I kind of said, was that when they actually do start this exec and they come in for this fast A here, as they're about to do, when it doesn't catch anyone straight away, you might think like, oh, this didn't see anyone, the dart isn't there, now you don't have maybe all of the util you might need, or, the timing just isn't quite there to go and do a good A exec, especially with only 3 players, right? But the problem is, can Furia really afford to not go straight towards A if they don't have any other smokes? And so it becomes kind of obvious that they're going A when you've committed so much and you don't have the smokes to really go elsewhere, right? Let's skip ahead now to round number 7. And this one, again, Furia have done this same wall. Now, we're already a couple seconds into the round, and you can see the Furia here are actually, progressing up towards mid. And in fact, they're actually going to come towards the B site with no smokes. But as you might expect, that doesn't go great.
Not giving too much of the game away.
A lot of players contained in spawn because of that orb. They're worried about the lurk. Up into nest with the drone, Molly down, but there's nobody going to be following up through it. Instead, everybody right through the tunnel now. Victor is going to be the man to do the most here, alongside Ethan. Ducking and dodging in between each other, trying to play between both of them. The flash was good, the connection damage done to Liazi, but still he collects that kill, at least, into the spawn now. It's lovely with the movement. Unlucky to not get that one kill, but still Crashes is there. Finally, the lurk paying off, and they all just crumble.
So there is a lot going on in that round, right, as Furia do start to come towards B, but you see the problems that they have with not having the smoke, right? So in comes the drone, they try and get Marved out of the pit, they start to do this exec, and Ethan pops the KO ult. Now that's obviously not great for them, but now you see the problem with it, right? That even once this KO ult starts to succeed somewhat, there's still so many angles to deal with. And, they're dealing with, obviously, Victor from back here at first, and Ethan creating this crossfire, and then eventually Demon 1's going to come out and help as well. And they actually, do manage to do okay with this. They do manage to find a couple kills, but then eventually, as, they're dealing with one side of everything, and Crashies comes on this flank and finds a free one just there, now Marv is coming out of the pit, and is now, killing them from behind as well. So I mean, it's kind of obvious, right? Like, why are smokes good? Because they stop teams from being able to, just kill you from all these different directions, which is what Furia were dealing with. And at a certain point, NRG realized that we can just play full retake B because this is a team that can't really go to that site that well, right? Like, take a look at this this round here, right? Again, you got the Viper Wall over towards A, and in this one, eventually Furia will end up going to B. But take a look at where NRG are. Here's our Cypher. Here's 2 players here in halls, and we got 2 players on A. Literally all of NRG are on the A half of the map. Every single one of them. Think about that. How crazy is that? And what's going to happen in this round is eventually Furia are going to come towards B. But guess what? They end up dying from these super, super long and deep angles here over towards B because you've got no smokes.
It's going to be difficult for MW to get in. He doesn't have an updraft to be able to get over these trips.
Maybe the idea is to try and use this KO ult, but guess what? Victor is nowhere near. This setup's going to be alive. If they do this ult here yet, so they're going to be splitting into B, but it's not going to be connecting onto him, so trips are still there.
No hard anchor, though, to play off the trips.
But Marved, bit of a cheeky one. Crashies as well. They are collecting this one. The crossfire setup, they just don't have the angles watched for. And Furia trying to get into this site. There's 25 seconds left. Khalil has a spike. He's out in the open. He's got to reposition now. Get close to the pillar. Finally, the plan's starting to go down.
Conan is watching for this.
Ooh, finds it. An important one.
But it's a 4v3 on the retake against, again, MW with no shield.
Well, okay. Good one to begin. Down to now, 3v3. What about who can get these first picks as well? Demon One's also holding the operator angle. It's a difficult retake, but still he just needs the one, and there it is. Maybe it opens it up once more. Khalil still close to the pillar. Weaving all over the place right now. So his teammates to try and watch his back. Ethan, he's cripped all the way behind, and he's won the round for his team.
If we come to the start of the very next round, guess what NRG's defensive setup looks like? Oh, yep, we've just got a very passive Cypher here over towards B. The Viper Wall is down on A again, and you've got 4 players over towards A. And so when Furia end up running into the stacked A site, again, it's not going to go that well for them.
He was not open towards them, and now double doors. That is going to be the sideline. Havoc just walks into it.
Down mid.
It's a freebie, really, for Demon One. Close to the corner. That's Marv here with the dash. MW! That's a bulldog! How's he pulling that off still? He will fall.
I know exactly.
2v3. There needs to be a bit more being done, but it just cannot happen. Not with the weaponry.
But NRG suffered the same fate with this Viper Wall as they were playing solo Viper as well. And here you go. There's 4 seconds left in the round, and you're just seeing that the Viper Wall is coming across onto the site just now. Right, so again, before the barriers have gone down, we've kind of committed our Viper Wall already. Just take a look at what happens to NRG in this one.
Right, the Jet head-to-head, one body shot from either player.
Be waiting for him, though. There's a flash with a knife to set this one. Oh, Khalil! Oh my, looking like week 1 2013.
2013? 2023?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
What, you're going back a decade?
I'm going back a decade, apparently. Good call out.
I don't think I knew Khalil back then.
I don't think Valorant was out back then.
All right, so NRG under a little bit of pressure because Demon One's been popping off this game so far. They haven't really had to play an attack side round with him down. Marv has the spike. He's one away from Pit. But it's going to be difficult to get any kind of...
I just want to pause it right at this moment here where this KO nade just comes in towards the double doors. Because at this point, when you think about what's happened in this round, right, you've got Khalil who killed Demon One over here towards A, so you know the Cypher's somewhere about. You've got this Viper's Pit, so you know the Viper is somewhere about. And now you've got the KO nade in here, so you know that the KO has to be pretty close as well. So you know that 3 people are over here towards A. So you would think like, oh, don't go there then. Don't go to the site with the Cypher and the Viper's Pit and an extra player on it, right? Normally that would be the call. But the problem is you probably know that MW has an op over towards the other site. So because, again, they've kind of committed this wall early on, they're kind of screwed either way that they go. It's either go to the site with no smokes against an op, or run into a Cypher Viper KO setup over towards A. And then finally, we can finish here with round number 21. And in this one, what's going to happen is Marved is about to go and place a wall that comes across A from double doors here, okay? MW manages to get the first kill here on Ethan, but now they're going to try and run sort of like a little fake with this wall almost by just putting this wall across. But again, it's like, is that really doing that much, right? It's just a wall. Nothing else, obviously, as we can see, is going to come in behind it necessarily. And they're going to try and slowly make their way towards B. And that's the thing as well, right? You've put up this wall over here. That might cause a bit of a drift towards the A site in general. But when nothing follows up with it and we're going slowly towards B, like, then they're going to realize, like, this is just a wall. This is not an exec, right? And so people are probably going to start to drift back instead. And again, now you're coming towards B with no smokes. And again, we're going to run into all sorts of crossfires, and, you know, we're going to have to deal with people coming from all these different angles, and it's going to make it tough, as you will see, because as this round plays out, eventually we end up in a position where the Sova and Viper are coming from different angles on these guys, and there's nothing they can do about it.
They've already crossed. MW's missed that one, and the dart reveals him. He's going to be pushed off this angle. Crashes is already in, walking behind them. Conan just not even watching it with his own gun. As he's still there close to the corner, only with the Spectre, 10 bullets. Anybody going to be walking into him now with 40 seconds left? He's putting a break and a pause into the play because the spike has been dropped down at the wall.
I've got to be honest with you, I think this is a save
It
for
is
NRG.
now.
So hopefully some of those clips showed you there the dangers of potentially just putting down a mindless Viper wall when you're playing solo smokes on Viper, because it can either force you to go to A when that doesn't seem like a necessarily good decision, or it can end up where you do end up going to B but end up dying to crossfires from the opponents, and you just end up dying from all these different angles that you maybe aren't used to having to deal with.